Welcome back to Everyday Iowa. Money Monday here, sponsored by Farmers State Bank. With us this morning, would you reintroduce yourself to the class? It's been so long. Stand up, sign in, please, and tell everybody who you are.
Sure. My name's Ryan Norton. I'm with Farmers State Bank Wealth Management.
It's been a while since we've seen each other. It's
Yes.
good to see you. What has been keeping you busy before we start talking about everything happening in the world of money and finance and planning?
Sure. Well, we're getting a few calls just about what's going on in the news, and it's been a interesting world between politics and international events and tariffs and trade wars. There's a lot going on, and people tend to have questions like, how does that impact them?
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about what should people know right now. Here we are, April 21st. What words of wisdom would you give people for the next few days and kind of looking back at the last few weeks?
Sure. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what's going to happen today or tomorrow. We know through history, if you stay invested, you stay diversified, you stay on course, you're typically rewarded for that. So I try to calm people's fears about the nightly news. Like most of us, present company excluded, we can't control what's going to happen on the nightly news, right? So, you know, remember that markets go up and down, and staying diversified can help with that. So, and honestly, a lot of people have bigger fish to fry when it comes to their finances. So, do you have an emergency fund built up, you know, to cover a rainy day? Do you have high interest credit card debt you need to tackle? Are you living within your means? You know, if you're a family man or woman, do you have life insurance? Is your estate plan in order? There's lots of things you can do to kind of shore up your financial situation that has nothing to do with what the stock market's going to do today.
And how do you, Ryan, tell people just to turn it off? I mean, that's got to be easier said than done. You know, don't worry about the day-to-day, but how do you get people to actually do that, short of just going to their house and cutting the cords and stuff?
Sure. Well, first, I always try to listen with empathy. I mean, I work with a lot of people that are about to retire or who have retired. And when you see a big down day, I mean, it is scary. I get it. But with my clients, when I'm coaching them, let's first look at the plan that we created. Are we still on track? And try to reiterate what are your goals and see that we are on track to still meet those. And then I try to look at the real performance. So the stock market has had a wild ride, yes. From the start of the year, we kind of went up. Hit a peak at the end of February and came down, and then at the beginning of April we had all this tariff business and big drops. But diversification's actually worked this year. So some things are up, some bonds are up. There's times where internationals outperformed US, commodities, things like gold, those are up. So when we look at like the actual numbers for a client, they're really not that far off compared to where they fear they are based off the news.
You touched a little bit on this, but right now people, you know, making sure you got that rainy day fund put together. What are some other tips you can do right now to plan for the next month, the next few months, the next year? What advice would you give?
Well, I would tell anybody who's not working with a financial planner to sit down with somebody. Give me a call if you want, or reach out to someone that you can trust that can have a second set of eyes and see your big picture, where are you at? Because we all have some blind spots, and so that's a good first step. I would make sure that you have a plan around your finances and your money. It really should support the lifestyle that you want, right?
Gotcha.
And if you don't have a plan, create one.
Well, and I think it's interesting to point out, yeah, we talk about the banking side, but yeah, the wealth management side too. Now that is unique. Not all banks offer that. That's one of the things that sets you guys apart too.
Yep, definitely. And being part of a family-owned bank, it's a neat small town thing compared to, you know, some of the other firms in town. So
you're a guy that deals with this on the regular, so I'm going to ask, if it's all right, some questions I see on social media. Do I need to be putting off big purchases right now?
That's a good question. I guess it depends.
Put you on the spot, but
it depends. If you have money saved for that big purchase and you can afford it, then no. There isn't really any nightly news that should really be that impactful that you can't do that. Now, if you're going to be borrowing and paying 20%, 30% interest, then maybe not. Probably shouldn't be doing that anyway, right?
Yeah, a little sage advice from the man with the plan. Let me ask you about this. People need to make plans. Do they need to be making like instant plans based on what's happening from week to week?
They shouldn't have to.
Okay.
Really shouldn't have to. I'm not a day trader. That's not my style. When we're investing for clients, it's for the long run. So years, you know, 5, 10, 20 years down the road is our horizon. And I try to avoid any kind of instrument that might fluctuate so wildly that we have to like watch it constantly on the ticker, right?
And
you
that
shouldn't
takes
be
that need for having to be reactionary kind of out of it, too,
Yep,
and everything.
absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right. We've got about 60 seconds left. One of the things you mentioned besides that rainy day fund is having a financial planner. You are one. How can people get a hold of you and talk to you and settle some of the noise?
Sure, be happy to. Well, you can reach out to Farmers State Bank. Give us a call. My direct line is 319-730-6885, or you can just stop into Farmers State Bank and give us a call.
Always good to see you, sir.
Good to
Tell
see you, too.
everybody hi over there for us. You stick around. We're going to transition from a different kind of green.